Ever feel like you're just kind of, on autopilot, just going through the motions? Well, buckle up because today we're diving deep into the idea of awareness.
Yeah.
And trust me on this, it's way more than just like looking in the mirror and thinking deep thoughts.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's really fascinating, actually.
Our source, this text called Pasted Text, describes awareness as being conscious, like really conscious of things. What's going on inside, all those feelings and stuff, but also everything happening around you.
It's like so cool.
So how do we actually become more aware? Like, what are the practical steps? And why should we even care? What's the big deal?
The fascinating thing is that awareness, it's not passive. You're not just sitting back and watching. It's about actively engaging your thoughts, feelings, everything around you. You're really in it.
Okay, I'm starting to see what you mean.
It's like, imagine you're walking through a forest.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Are you just going through the motions, or
Yeah.
are you noticing the sun through the trees? The birds singing, that fresh smell of pine needles?
I see.
That's the difference. Just existing, or really being aware.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. Pasted text, the source we're looking at, breaks awareness down into 4 types. Self-awareness, social awareness, environmental awareness, and then cultural awareness.
4 big ones, yeah.
So let's start with that first one, self-awareness. The classic know thyself idea. What makes it so important for growing as a person?
Self-awareness, it's all about understanding the why. Why do we do the things we do?
Okay.
It's like recognizing, okay, when I'm hungry, I get grumpy, or I tend to shut down when things get heated, arguments. Once you see those patterns in yourself.
You can actually do something about it.
Exactly. You can actually make a choice instead of just running on autopilot.
Makes sense. So it's almost like you become this scientist studying your own mind, observing all these patterns.
It's a great way to think about it.
Okay, so that's self-awareness. But then there's social awareness. Now, some people might say being super empathetic can be a bit much, right? Like you get drained.
I can see that.
How do we balance being socially aware, tuned into others, but also take care of our own mental well-being at the same time?
That is a great question. You don't want to be like soaking up everyone's emotions like a sponge, right?
Right.
Our text, it actually mentions this cool thing, micro-expressions.
Expressions, huh?
These tiny little facial cues that can reveal how someone's really feeling, even if they're saying something different.
So it's like a secret language?
Exactly. Once you learn to read them, you can understand people better.
Without getting totally overwhelmed.
Right. You keep a healthy distance.
So it's like having this extra layer of information to help you navigate social situations. Okay. Let's shift gears a bit now. We've got environmental awareness. This feels really relevant with everything going on in the world these days.
It's huge. And it's not just about, knowing about climate change or pollution. It's deeper than that. It's understanding how everything's connected, how our everyday choices, like what we buy, what we eat, how we get around, how it all fits into the bigger picture.
It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly. And feeling like you can actually make a difference, even in small ways.
So we're expanding the circle of awareness. First, it was just me. Then it was me and my relationships. Now it's me, my relationships, and the whole planet.
It gets bigger and bigger.
And last but not least, we have cultural awareness. Why is this so important? Especially in a world where everyone's so connected.
Imagine you're working on a team, global team, people from all over the world, and you schedule a big meeting right during an important religious holiday for some of your colleagues.
Oops.
Lack of cultural awareness, it can lead to all kinds of things, misunderstandings, missed deadlines, even people getting offended.
Not good.
Pasted text actually gives this example, a business deal that fell apart.
Seriously.
Just because one side didn't understand the other's customs around, like gift giving.
Wow, that's a big deal. I mean, those real-world examples really bring it home. Okay, so we've talked about all these types of awareness, but here's the question. What's the payoff? How does being more aware actually make our lives better?
Well, there's research, actual scientific studies that show practicing mindfulness, that's a big part of self-awareness, it can actually change your brain, physically change the structure of your brain.
Whoa, hold on. Seriously?
Yeah, studies show that regular meditation can increase the gray matter in the parts of your brain that handle emotions and self-control. So it's not just a feeling, it's a real physical change.
That's amazing. I always thought of meditation as more of a stress buster, just to relax. I didn't realize it could actually rewire your brain. What about the other types of awareness, the social, environmental, cultural? How do those help us in practical ways?
Think about your relationships. Imagine being able to see your partner's frustration building before it blows up into a fight.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Or knowing how to support a friend who's going through a tough time without overwhelming them. Social awareness, it gives you the tools to navigate all those tricky situations.
So it's not just about feeling good. It's about making smarter choices, communicating better, building those strong relationships. Okay, this all sounds fantastic, but also a little overwhelming. Where do we even begin?
You don't have to climb a mountain or anything. Start small. Try a meditation app, even just 5 minutes. Next time you're talking to someone, really listen. I mean, really listen, not just waiting for your turn to talk.
Makes sense.
And when you come across a culture or a viewpoint that's different from your own, be curious. Ask questions. Don't shut down.
I love that. Instead of being scared of what we don't know, we approach it with this open mind, like a curious kid.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. There are obstacles. Our world is full of distractions. It's like a constant barrage. How can we cultivate awareness with all that noise going on?
You're absolutely right. Distractions are everywhere. One thing you can try is creating little awareness islands in your day.
Awareness islands. I like that.
Just 5 minutes. Put away your phone, close your laptop, and just focus on your breath. It's about taking back your attention, little by little.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
What about our own biases? You know, those blind spots that we might not even realize are affecting how we see things. How do we become aware of those?
Bias. That's a tough one because it works on a subconscious level, It's sneaky. One way to tackle it is to actively seek out different perspectives. If you only read news that agrees with you, you're just reinforcing those biases. Challenge yourself. Read something that makes you a little uncomfortable, a viewpoint you haven't really considered before.
So it's like constantly pushing ourselves to see things from different angles.
Exactly.
So it sounds like awareness is this ongoing process, challenging our assumptions, expanding our perspectives, and really seeing the world and ourselves more clearly. But what about that fear? The fear of what we might find. What if self-reflection shows us things we don't like?
That's where vulnerability comes in.
Vulnerability.
It's not about beating yourself up for your mistakes. It's about having the courage to acknowledge them and, grow from them. Self-awareness, it's a journey, not a destination.
That's a great point. So it seems like awareness is this powerful tool for ourselves and for the world around us. But it takes effort, practice, and, a willingness to be a little vulnerable.
You got it. But the rewards are incredible. It's worth the effort.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. What area of your life, your own life, could really benefit from more awareness? Is it your relationships, your career, your impact on the planet? Pick one thing and just focus on becoming more conscious, more aware in that area. You might be amazed at the positive changes that ripple out from that one small shift in awareness.
I think you're absolutely right.
And that's our Deep Docs for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
See you then.